Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chu and today we're going to be going over the 4 basic and fundamental tenets of most, if not all, modern trap beats. I've noticed that I have a lot of new subscribers who are beginner producers with recurring questions. So I really think this video will help serve as a working instructional guide for crafting your own unique tracks. Be sure to check out the links in the description. I just dropped a bunch of new free kits and I would love for you to check them out. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good shit for the algorithm. Okay, let's get started. There's like no way around this. You have to have a good melody because it's the first thing an artist is gonna hear. It is the thing that is gonna catch their ear. Actually, to be really honest with you, if the melody is fire, your drums just have to be decent and you should be good to go. There's a link in the description to my best melody tutorials. It has millions of views total and has helped hundreds of thousands of producers make better melodies. Today I'm going to be working from the Surf Melody Pack, which you can download for free in the description below. It's got a bunch of ready-to-go MIDI melodies that will bring a spark of creativity to your music production. You can check out a link to that in the description below if you're interested. There is a certain basic pattern that many trap beats follow. Once you understand that, you can make basically anything in the genre. But something even more important to understand than that is this. You can't make good beats with ass drum samples. That is a fact. My boy Legacy sent me over his newest drum kit. It's free because he knows and believes that every good producer needs to have access to hard drums, regardless of what they have in their bank account. The Legacy drum kit has over 100 royalty-free, hard-hitting drum samples that are designed by an actual producer instead of some mass-producing, sound-stealing company trying to shovel crap down your throat. These sounds are designed to bring an instant flair and punch to any piece of production that you're working on. We'll be using the Legacy drum kit in this tutorial and you can download it for free in the description below. Major shout out to Legacy for sending this one over. Okay, so all trap bounces are built like this. First, you lay down the clap on every third beat. Then, add some accent snares like this. Then, add an open hat like this on every second and fourth beat. Then, add a basic 4-step hi-hat pattern. Lastly, create this kick pattern. Now, from here, you have the basic formula. You could move on to the next fundamental and be totally fine, or you could stay at this part and add detail. Everything from this point on in terms of drum bounce is up to you. The goal is to go to each individual basic section you have laid down and tweak it into something dope and creative sounding. I'll mess with what we've programmed here to give you a better idea of what I mean. First, I'll make every fourth clap silent. I want to do this to add some tension at the end of every 4-bar section. Next, I'll take out some of these accent snares and place a few more in some different pockets. I'll do the same for the open hats. Then I can sauce the hi-hats a bit with some rolls and glitches. I'll also add a second hi-hat that plays a basic 2-step pattern in the background. This will help give the pattern more rhythm and bounce. And I'll leave the kick as is. Most of the time I take a simple approach to programming kicks. The saying less is more really does apply here. Now, this part is pretty easy because every few years there is a new basic 808 pattern that evolves. There are many other kinds of common 808 patterns, and the possibilities will always remain endless. But in mainstream music, there is usually one pattern that stands out as being repeated over and over again. In the last 2 years, I've noticed that the new pattern is something like this. Once we lay this down, we really just need to add 2 more necessary things. One simple 808 fill after 4 bars, and a slightly more complex one after 8 bars. These fills serve as melodically rhythmic pace keepers in the beat. They also keep patterns from getting boring and can add a ton of bounce to your beat overall. I'll lay down some fills now to show you an example of this. Okay, I want to start by saying that I no longer believe in distinct mixing levels. All of the shit talking about your 808 needs to be these many dBs or your melody shouldn't peak above -14 decibels is dumb as hell, quite frankly. Everything about music is subjective, and that is no different when it comes to mixing. The actual levels are not important. What is important is how the levels relate to each other. In other words, how loud one instrument or one instrument group sounds in comparison to another has the biggest effect on your mixing. I call this concept sonic relativity. So here's how I use sonic relativity to mix my beats. My 808s, kicks, and main snare or clap make up the heavy drums, and they are the first things I level. They are always the loudest. Next, I level all other drum sounds that are not the hats. I refer to these as mid-level percussion, and they include things like accent snares and perks. These are leveled to be slightly lower in the mix than the heaviest drum sounds. After this comes the hats. These get leveled slightly lower than the mid-level sounds. And then lastly comes the melody. Now, I usually level the melody the lowest out of everything. Melodies have a lot of sonic range, which helps make them sound loud without being too high in the mix. That being said, sometimes this doesn't exactly work out formulaically. Melodies tend to resist formulas the most, so sometimes you're just gonna have to play with it. Something that will be helpful for leveling melodies is to never have them be the loudest thing in the mix. Another helpful tip is to level your melody while mixing in mono. This will help you hear where the true sonic peaks of the sample are, allowing you to better adjust it. Okay, that's it. Now you can make any trap beat. Now all you need to do is practice. Try using this formula once a day. The first time you do it, just copy it verbatim. Don't worry about changing it too much. Just focus on learning the basic bounce. For the second beat you make using this technique, follow this formula and then change it up. Do this every day for 2 weeks and watch how your drum programming will improve. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop a like if it helped you out. Doing so also makes sure that other producers who need help with this topic will be able to see this video and level up by watching it. I love you all more than you could ever understand. Stay happy, stay healthy, and always be creating. Just make sure it's dope content only. Peace.